Hey guys, what's up? It's Will, and in today's video, I'd like to talk about Persona 5. Not just anything about Persona 5 that's already been talked about. With Persona 4 Arena Ultimax coming out very soon, I'd like to come up with a wish list and express my desires for a Persona 5 Arena. Obviously, I would love to see Arxis do this, of course, and I would love to see them do it in the same engine or style that, whatever you want to refer to it as Guilty Gear Strive and Dragon Ball Fighters. I think that would be really cool. It would help give the game the finesse and the aesthetic appeal that Persona 5 has. One question I asked myself when I first thought of this is, would it be based on Persona 5, like the original, or would it be Persona 5 Royal? And my answer to that would be both. To elaborate, I think that Persona 5 Arena should encompass all of Persona 5. So, base Persona 5, Persona 5 Royal, and Persona 5 Strikers. And for this, I will be assuming that they're going based on Persona 4 Arena and Arena Ultimax for their storyline, like it's a continuation to that story. So that will affect my ideas and suggestions. So, like, for example, they could include Persona 3, 4 characters. But we'll get to that at a later point. So first off, I'll be starting with a character roster, so base roster and then season pass, and then I'll briefly talk about like gameplay or mechanics that I would like to see, or like some changes. Nothing big, but I'll be going based off the gameplay and mechanics of Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, just so that like I don't have to completely come up from scratch, because I am not informed enough in fighting games to come up with an entire fighting game system. So let's just stick with Persona 4 Arena mechanics. But let's get right into it. So for the main roster, I'll go with the idea, like I said, that it's based off Persona 4 Arena, and I think there should be 12 to 16 characters starting. That I think anywhere between there I'd be good. And obviously this is just my opinion, my wish list, and so just please keep that in mind when I say some of the characters or suggestions that I have. So starting off with the main roster, I'd like to see Joker, An, Ryuji, Yusuke, Makoto, Haru, Futaba, and Morgana starting off. So they're the main Phantom Thieves, so they're obvious plugins. I'm not going to go too much into their playstyles because I might do that in a later video, but if you'd like to see one sooner than later, please leave a like and say something about it in the comments. I'd really appreciate that, because I'd like to see if I'm not the only one that would love to see this. And then for non-Persona 5 characters to bring back, I would love to see you, Narukami, Teddy, Akihiko, Mitsuru, maybe Kanji, so we can have like a confirmed grappler. Sho, Minazuki, both with and without a persona, like same character slot. And then one or two original Persona 5 Arena characters, kind of like Labras and Sho Minazuki. I think that would really bring the game up. I think, especially if they did something like bring Hifumi, I think that's her name, like made her a Phantom Thief, because that was a scrapped Phantom Thief, like that she was supposed to be a Phantom Thief if I remember correctly. Or even like Sai or something, like, you know, obviously I'm not gonna speculate too much on that, but that's something I would like to see. I think that would be really cool. And then for now, base them off Persona 4 Arena playstyles, which is why I'm including Teddy and Kanji, just so we can have like a dedicated like chaos item character like Faust and a grappler. And then for the final character of our roster, like base roster, I settled on Caroline and Justine or Lavenza, one or the two. And I would have them be like a secret character where you have to beat like arcade mode, or like you'd have to fulfill certain conditions to unlock them. And for their playstyle, this one I'll elaborate on, just because I have no idea how to implement it. So you can agree or disagree, give some suggestions, you know, please like help me figure this out, because I have no way of figuring this out. So I think if it was Justine and Caroline, I would have them either be like Android 18 in Dragon Ball Fighters, where they have a dedicated support like special, where the other one comes in momentarily and does something, or like you have like different like kind of the same motion input, different button or a combination of buttons to execute, like have them perform a different special. Or it could be like Noob and Smoke from Mortal Kombat, where they tag in and out and have like different properties to their combos. But again, I don't know how to balance that or implement it properly, so please let me know your suggestions. And then if it was Lavenza, I would just have them be similar to Elizabeth or Margaret in terms of like their moves and such. But like I said, let me know down below what you would think or how you would implement it. Now that the base roster is finished, let's talk about Season Pass 1. I could definitely see a second Season Pass if they did things right, because there's just so many characters they could pull from, since they have like Persona 3, Persona 4 characters that I obviously didn't include. So they've definitely got options. For this game, I think the Season Pass, best case scenario for me, I would say they're 6 character packs with 2 characters each. It's very unlikely that that would actually be how they do it, but I think it'd be really cool if they did, just because then they could add more characters to the roster, kind of build up hype. Plus, like, you know, it's easier to get someone to buy half the DLC. Like you just make them like $3 a pop individually or something. And how I would have them do it is they'd release Persona 5 characters, Persona 3 or Persona 4 characters, Persona 5 characters, and so on. For my 6 packs, I would have the first one, Kasumi Yoshizawa and Maruki from Royal, because they're the new Royal characters. For 2, I would do Adachi and Junpei or Yukari. Either or, and then obviously you could swap that out with someone, because I'm not really sure. Hey guys, Editor Will, and I've just gotten a thing to add real quick. Actually, I have a great replacement for either of these characters, and that would be Akechi. I don't know how I forgot him. I think I had an intention for putting him in like the secret unlock or something, but I didn't add him. I don't know why. I'm sorry, but he's here now. So let's get back onto the original video. 3, Sophia and Zenkichi Hasegawa from Strikers. 4, Aegis and Labris. 5, I'd have the other attendants, Elizabeth and Margaret. And 6 is a very interesting one. I could see it not happening, but I would think it would be so cool if they did it. The Naho Bino, so the protagonist from SMT5, and the Demi Fiend. I think the Demi Fiend is just like, if they did SMT characters, the Demi Fiend is just an obvious choice because SMT3 is so popular. But I would love to see if they did Flynn or like another like protagonist from like another mainline SMT. They could even do like Abel from Devil Survivor. You know, obviously I'm not gonna, that's a rabbit hole I'm not gonna go into because I could ramble for hours like I'm doing right now. So those are my season pass characters that I would love to see. I think it would be really cool if they did that. Now for the part that I'm struggling to feel confident with, because I have no idea. I'm very inexperienced with fighting games. I'm very new. I don't know how to balance stuff, so please keep that in mind, because I'm gonna say a lot of stuff that I think could easily be broken or just bad ideas. So please be nice to me. Take it easy on me. Like I'm trying just to make a really fun game that I would like to be competitive, by the way. That's why I'm so worried about balance and quality. I'd expect rollback netcode for 1. If they're giving Persona 4 Arena Ultimax rollback netcode, obviously not right away, which is unfortunate, but it's gonna be there. That's the point. And then, like I said in the beginning of the video, Dragon Ball Fighters or Strive level, like their engine or their graphic style that they chose for those, I think that would just fit the Persona 5 aesthetic so well. I think that would be perfect. Sprites would be fine, I guess, but it's just like they're already doing it for their new games like Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, Dragon Ball Fighters, Strive, you know, like the 3D models. You know, I think that's just, there's no reason to go back in how they did it. But anyways, now for the meat and potatoes of this section. In all honesty, I'm gonna be upfront with you guys. If they just copy pasted gameplay and mechanics from Persona 4 Arena, and tweak them for modern standards, or like maybe gave them slight adjustments, like quality of life adjustments, I'd be fine with that. Like, I don't even care about the persona break. I know some people dislike that a little bit because BB tag just has you take a chunk of life. I like it for just because it's kind of something you can't just spam your disjointed hitboxes. Makes things have more risk. And one thing I would like to see is have them do different forms, air quotes, with their different personas. Because, for example, like Persona 4 and 5 have their transformation and their third form, and I would like to be able to see those and use those in game. Because, for example, An's persona looks really cool. Joker's looks awesome as well, and I could go on and on about how cool they are, but that's not the point. I would love to see that, and I don't know how they could implement it, but I have a few suggestions on how. The first option I'll call the Storm approach, just because Storm is a little more well known in terms of, you know, a broad audience. But they did this, they kind of did this in Arena with the shadow characters, where you just have like the main character, like the character, but then you have different forms, which is like basically just different specials and like a different outfit maybe. And I think that'd be really cool. Obviously, like that's like an easier option, so I could see them doing that. But I would love to see them implement the personas, like the different ones have slightly, they alter the properties of the character. I think that'd be really cool. And the second option could be something like an Awakening, where it's similar to Golden Frieza, Adult Gohan, and Dragon Ball Fighters, where they start out in their base persona and then go up and up. And basically, to balance, I would say that lock out older supers and give them like more complicated ones to execute, and that costs more meter, and you gain less meter, as like you don't gain as much meter faster. So you have to balance or choose between meter gain and less damage. So like your basic combos do less damage, or less meter and more damage. And it obviously would be not like a significant margin, because then everyone would just awaken and go burr. But I think if you executed it properly, I think you could be a really good balance, like evaluate the situation and kind of go with what would be best in that scenario. But like I said, this is just a wish list of ideas I'd like to see, and it was just for my personal entertainment, and hopefully you found it entertaining as well. I really love Persona 4 Arena, and I'm really excited to have it come out on PC with rollback in the future, obviously, and I'll be streaming it a bunch on Twitch. I'll have links to my Twitch if you would love to check that out. Watch me be awful and hopefully get better, because I've not touched the game in forever. I'm currently streaming just the PS3 version to kind of refresh myself and try to get good for when it goes on. I can just hop online. Obviously got to put shameless plug in there, obviously. I'd really love to see it do good and succeed so that we could have a chance of a Persona 5 Arena. And with me expressing my ideas or my thoughts and wishes for a Persona 5 Arena, what would you think? What do you think? Am I dumb and don't know what I'm talking about, and I'm terrible at designing fighting games? Do you think I'm close but could use some nudges to the right direction? Or do you agree with my ideas? What do you think should be, who do you think should be in the base roster? Who do you think should be in the season pass? Like how do you think season passes should or could work? Leave your thoughts down below, and if you liked it, please leave a like, and I may or may not do like a breakdown on each character on how I think they should play and kind of compare them to other ArcSys or anime game characters. But if you would love to see that for sure, please let me know down below, and like, because that's how I'll know for sure. And if you want to see more fighting game, anime, weeb stuff, hit that subscribe button, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the future.